Imagine.
That's crazy.
And the same thing on the other ones there.
How big was that one in the mount? That's a beautiful looking mount.
That was a 14. And then that 13, 10. But yeah, fella got lucky. Stepped in the right time and got the fever at the right time.
Yeah, man.
And listened to guys, you do it. See, that was one of the Worm King. I don't think I ever used that one. I just kept that one down as the other baits came out. So I stuck that one in that one's mouth.
So tell me about this fish here.
That was another one off of the Point Station Canyon. Just rolling uphill with the Worm King.
Wow.
Yeah, sitting right on top, throwing out. And of course, I kept getting hung up. And then you pull back up, and then sit where the boat was sitting at. Well, I'll just start from here. Then after retying, put my snap on, fire them out, and then about almost to the boat. And then it loaded up, and oh man. And I'm like, oh, this is a good one. And then you could see it, silhouette, turn sideways. And I'm like, oh yeah, this is what we're looking for. And sure enough, I was able to fight it long enough. I had to get on my knees, let it go around the trolling motor, and once it got close enough, I was able to stick the net under it. Drop the rod, of course.
Wow.
Pulls up, and
You're by yourself.
Yeah, I was by myself with that one. Yeah, especially when you get big fish like that. Seem like stuff goes wrong.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm thinking all the time that bait gonna come flying out like a lot of times.
Because you've seen it, yeah.
Oh yeah, because it do. And you're praying all the time, just stay on.
Oh, it's tough. That's why I bounce a lot of my fish now, Doc. You know, it depends on like the scenario, but I've had so many times where they're barely hooked and I'm fumbling by myself.
Yeah.
You know, with the net, and now you're not paying attention to your rod. It's usually super high up in the in the sky, and it makes them want to jump up and shake them. When they shake their head, that heavy bait just comes flying out.
It comes out. It does. And I think what happened with this one, as it was coming up, when they ate the bait, it turned. And when it turned, that hook dug. Because when I even got it in the net, it was still just lodged in the jaw.
Gotcha.
So I was like, oh, it wasn't coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was eating it. There was no doubt about it. It wasn't just going to just bite on it and spit it. So it got lodged inside of the jaw. So I'm like, oh yeah, this was a good one. So that ended the day on that one. I was like, well. But yeah, that was a good fish.
That's great, man. This is awesome. I still don't have anything like this. You and Kelly both have pretty amazing little, trophy fish rooms. I aspire to have this one day.
Well, I started it late, but I was like, we had to start somewhere, and I started catching them, and I'm like, and guys kept saying, man, imagine what you're doing. And then the guys at the lake started recognizing it, and I was taking it for granted. I'm like, well, I wonder what they're talking about. And you just keep adding up, and then as the people keep coming and asking you questions, how do you do that? I had a guy, Randy, called me up from the lake, and you coming up this way? I said, yeah, as soon as I get a day off. They said, okay, good, I'll see you there. So I get up there, I stop by the shop there, and he threw me a couple of Worm Kings, and then he said, a guy's coming today, want to know if he can buy the back of your boat. Buy the back of my boat? He said, yeah, he wants to fish with you. I said, I don't guide. He said, he just want to ride with you to see. He'll pay you for it. I said, no, I don't really want to do that.
I don't think people understand how hard it is for someone like us to allow somebody else to
get on and
come into your world.
And I know it was in one of these pictures I got somewhere, and it was a college student.
Oh, really?
Another one asking the same thing, and I was there, happened to bring up a fish to weigh it. And then sure enough, and then Randy was pointing. And I'm like, what is he doing? So I told him, you want to put this on the scale? And he said, no, I'll bring it down there, okay? I said, why? He said, that guy wants to know if you can take him out. I said, he said, he'll going to pay you. I said, it's not about the pay. He said,
no, it's not.
I said, I just come up here to get away from work.
That's right.
And he said, I know. And he said the same thing, There's some guys from Japan was up there.
Really?
Yeah, that was just like the third year after I was on him. And he had asked me, he had the number, saved it for me, and I was like, it's the same answer. I don't take nobody out unless I know them. But I told him I appreciate that. Thanks for recognizing that. But it did. It started bringing people. And,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yes. People started coming to me, and
I think what's special about this, Doc, you know, and why so many people have been following what we've been doing with Big Bass Dreams is because this is something that we can all relate to as far as a goal fishing wise, right? Who doesn't want to catch the biggest fish of their life?
yeah.
And anybody can truly do it, no matter where you're from, you know, what resources you may have. Not everybody has the ability to go compete on the FLW tour or the Bassmaster Elites, right? Like that's out of reach for most of us.
Oh, of course.
And it's out of reach for a lot of us still. But anybody can go out there and still have that same kind of passion and funnel it into something like this.
Yeah, this is your personal fishing. I mean, having a family, you still got to provide for it. Can't go out on a tournament trail. And also, too, it's my case, I know they said weekend fishing. My job allows me, too. I can take off during the week if I don't have a show. So I had some advantage in some cases.
Okay.
So when I knew the bite was going on and I was busy, when I had that one day, I'd have to make the best of it. And to make the best of it, you got to commit to throwing the big bait.
That's good.
And I was able to do that. And I was fortunate to do that. Very lucky to get those baits.
That's awesome. Oh, look at that.
I got my old.
Oh, yeah.
There's probably some of the same pictures over there.
It's all right. This stuff just doesn't get old, man.
So that's my sister's fish there. But yeah, I got them
She's
all
caught
up
more
there.
big fish than a lot of guys I know.
I know, huh? You see now, you tell right there, those are crawdad fish too.
Okay. So you did the whole double anchoring
Yeah.
and all that stuff
One in
too,
the front,
huh?
one in the back. Keep it tight there. Straddle the points, fishing the points. Or I try to find out old road beds, pull
Okay.
up on them, put the boat out, shallow, and I work uphill instead
Even
of
with the
trying
crawdads.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because you can see the boat is up close.
Yeah.
And I throw out and let it settle. And then once you got a wind blowing, oh man, it seems like it just really takes off.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then they're coming out of here, nice. That's just under 13.
Wow.
Yeah, 12 and change. Only bite all day long.
Mm-hmm.
One bite. But was it worth it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Now, that's my partner that told me about going fish Casitas Lake.
Wow.
See, he got the fish on. That was the old E-lure.
Huh.
You remember those?
I don't.
Yeah, that was the old E-lure Dale East made up at Silverwood Lake. So he got the first two on that lure when we first started up there.
Wow.
But yeah, that's the old E-lure
That's
that was
crazy.
going on. So yeah, he's the one that was with Kelly that day when I caught
Okay,
that
I
first
gotcha.
big fish. Yeah.
That's
My
cool.
brother-in-law,
man.
of course, he got his first fish.
That's sick. You know what's funny is when I have clients and friends come from out of state, they always trip out that we have bathrooms
out
floating
on
on
the
the lake.
yeah,
They always trip. Like,
floating
what
out
is
house.
this? I'm like, yeah, what's the big deal? That's always funny to me.
And this friend of mine, I got him into fishing. He wasn't a fisherman.
Okay.
He's on his second boat in this boat.
Oh,
the
nice.
second champion. And see, he started to crawdad fish. Because
Oh,
he
yep.
never fished, and we fished together. And he just retired and moved to North Carolina.
Oh, that's cool. There's your old rig right there, huh?
Yep. And this is Greg. Now, these two fish here came on that Castaic lure, the one I told you that.
okay.
That's
The-
sinking one.
Gotcha, the
Yeah.
waterlogged one.
That's us fishing bluegill out of Paris
I
Lake.
still love it. I still do it as much as I can.
Yeah.
Gosh, those things are big out there.
This is a fish I caught up in Station Canyon in the back.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite areas in that lake.
That's old Woodstock. That's the old motorhome. right there.
Okay. That's the
That'll
base of
fix that.
operations right
Yep,
there, huh?
Yep, that was the mothership. I'll go set up, and I'll just leave everything there.
Yeah.
You know, unhook the boat
That's
there,
great.
go work, come back, hook up. Barbara at Vale Lake fish. On the look, you see how he's dressed up?
Yeah, cool.
And that's only the motor all plastic worm.
Oh, wow. You guys are Budweiser drinkers, huh?
At the time, it's just lights now. Yeah, old Casitas Lake. All of these. even caught a catfish.
Did you catch them pretty often on the big bait back then?
Oh yeah, we just rolled the bait.
Yeah,
And
I've caught a few.
We fished the night tournament,
Oh,
and when the
man.
guy was on, and man, him, the same guy, my partner that moved to South Dakota,
Uh-huh.
and I was fishing the castag, the one with the lipless. We call it lipless.
Oh, okay.
And I'm just rolling that thing, and we hear this crash, and I'm like, oh, I'm hooked up. So he's there with the net, got the flashlight in his mouth.
You guys think you have the
And
one,
oh,
right?
we had the one for the night. He said, Doc, it's a cat. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Sure enough, catfishing took that thing down, man. That was one of the funniest things. We was laughing. So
That's great.
this is the fella that lives up at Fraser I was telling you about. That called me
okay.
to come fishing up there.
Kept losing all the big
Kept
ones?
losing all the fish. And this is one of them old lures, homemade lure, too.
Wow, that's cool.
He caught his biggest bass on it. We was up fishing casitas. He wanted to see what I was doing.
Yeah.
He was like, "You're doing something different." you
Oh,
know?
yeah.
But yeah, it was great. And the old humpback, you see that?
Dang, look at that guy.
I know that was the first time I ever caught a fish like that.
That's crazy.
UCLA, so that's crawdad fish there, and then more casitas. Okay, that's some of the same fish. I don't know if you ever heard of this guy. Way Casey is his name. Harry Way Casey.
I remember his name. I never
He
met
caught
him.
a 17-pounder one time, 17 and a 12. Yeah, but I showed up there, catching fish. He started following me around.
Oh.
He wanted to see what I was doing.
Yeah.
Who is this guy?
Did
He
that
caught-
17 come off of one of your spots that you fished, do you
He
think?
caught it right in the marina.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, on the log boom. It was so windy, he had to tie up to fish.
Oh, wow.
So he was throwing one of the top water lures, like I think it was the AC plug, something like that. And sure enough, he hooked that fish and got it there. So I showed up months later and started catching fish. And then finally, Randy introduced him to me. And I was like, who is this guy? He already told me. He said, I just wanted to know who's this guy from LA coming catching all our fish. He actually took to me just like that. I was like, really?
People are still the same way.
God. And he took, you know what else he told me?
What's that?
I've been watching you through binoculars.
Oh, my goodness.
He did.
Oh,
He-
yeah, I believe
he was
it.
honest to tell me.
Yeah.
I said, well, but we got to be friends over time. And
That's
he was
cool.
nice enough from after that,
Mm-hmm.
when I would go up there instead of renting a boat, he would leave his boat. I could use his boat
Oh,
to
no
fish for a
kidding.
couple hours.
Look at that.
After
That's
all of
pretty
that.
cool.
But that
That's
shows
pretty
you, he actually told me, I've been watching you through binoculars. I've been watching your spots. And that just shows you how people watching you never know it.
Oh, they're always watching you. Even now, like, every time I post something, I am very cognizant of that.
Yeah.
Backgrounds, timing. It's just,
Budget, yeah.
oh, man, you got to keep them off your trail.
And that's one of the little Alabama spotted bass.
Oh, Paris, huh?
Paris Lake back in the day.
day.
See that? Shows you how it goes all the way back.
Wow, that's crazy.
And that's my cousin from Salisbury, Maryland. First fish he caught on a castag.
Jeez, look at that. That's awesome.
Yeah, he couldn't believe it. When we got up to the
Wow.
lake, he was staying downtown at the Marriott, and I went by to pick him up. Took him up to Casitas, and when we get out and ready to go, well, what are we gonna fish with? All I had was the rods out. I hadn't tied nothing on yet. And I said, "Don't worry."
Hello.
He's just Barbara. And then, so,
We're just reminiscing about your glory days here.
So I opened up the box, tied this on. He started laughing
He
so
said,
much.
"Yeah, right."
He said, "We're gonna fish." I said, "This is what we're gonna get him with."
Oh, man.
And sure enough, he hooked that fish, man, and he's still tickled to death.
That's awesome.
Oh man, he couldn't believe that. That was something. And in fact, he's the son of my uncle that
Okay.
got his biggest fish.
You guys definitely got the fish genes in your blood.
Oh yeah, that's
awesome.
a good deed, man.
See, I'm the only one in my family that fishes.
Is that right?
Yeah, the only one. I've taken some of my cousins and stuff, and they like it, but no one's ever really gotten into it like
that's
this.
Kelly Popo's picture.
Hey.
He's the one took that picture right there.
All right. Yeah, it's people that have been watching these series love Kelly.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Kelly's a good guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
because
sure.
he's the one that came and got that. And he's like,
he's become a fan favorite.
Yeah, that's right. There's more
That's cool.
crawdad fish.
Yeah, this is just cool for me because I remember what it was like to have to go through to get just a photo, you know, of your day. It's hard enough to put everything down and pick up your cell phone and take a picture now.
Of it, yeah.
You know, let alone back then. It was a serious struggle.
And then you see all of the shots you had to get, had to use.
Look at all those cats.
I know,
great.
and that was that's at Castaic.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Know, remember you asked me about the water dog? You know who told me about this? Kelly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was in the canyon. What is the canyon? Elizabeth Canyon, back all the way in the back.
Fish Arm, yeah.
He said, man, I seen some big blotches, and I don't think they bass. I think they cats. So I got a handful of water dogs and went back there. Sure enough, I caught this thing.
How big is that thing? That thing's huge.
Oh, man, it looked like 20 pounds or so, because I was just struggling. Because my brother-in-law, he was all the way at the back. You don't even see him. He took the picture. He's like,
I can't get it in the frame.
Long as you fighting him, what is that thing? It was funny, man. But yeah, I even caught a cat, and that was from Kelly telling me to go back there with some water dogs. And see, that came on one of them Castaic lures that sink, 11-pounder. Yeah, great.
So that must have been real hush-hush for you guys back then, right? Like that was like, just don't ever talk about this.
Yep, that all we call it was lazy.
Nice.
Like, what is that? It's just a Castaic lure, and they want to know, is that a special series?
Oh, man.
But it's synced after you start fishing it?
Yeah.
Oh, man. It was.
And see, most guys probably didn't even fish theirs because they were scared. You know, they didn't want to damage it. So they never even got it to that point. And so they could never even experience that.
And it just, if you see it, it just kind of cracked on its own and got waterlogged. And then as you fish it, it just got deeper and deeper. And all of a sudden, you could just feel that. And they wind up being 11-pound fish, man.
Good grief, that's awesome.
Yeah, these are some of the guys I took out fishing. Got their biggest fish ever, the school teacher.
It's pretty cool to be able to, you know, experience that with people.
Scott, he worked with Freeman now. He's down in Florida. George.
Okay. That's so much fun.
Yeah, and they called me to go out, and I was able to figure it out. Got lucky and put them on good fish.
That's cool.
That's still the same picture up there as the school teacher. This is old Skinner days.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Greg talked me into going down there. I think that's the one up there.
What's your PB striper?
27.
Wow. That's crazy. I've definitely lucked my way into a couple of good fish. Oh, look at that humpback.
Yeah, and that's something.
That's
I've
crazy.
never seen fish like that.
Quasimodo. What a trip.
And this is the place in the front of the island I was telling you about. That was another day when Greg Nim was coming by, and Barbara had just caught a 10-pounder.
No big deal.
And he's like, get the net, dog.
Oh, man. I should be interviewing Barbara.
I know. Yeah, that's Casitas fish there.
Yeah, some of the I still think those Casitas fish are some of the most beautiful bass I've ever seen.
Oh, it is. Look, you got to look at the water that we had up there. Articles we did. You know, just rod.
And you know, I keep making this point about all these people that we're kind of exposing to a generation that doesn't know about you guys, but it matters where your info comes from, right? And you're holding in your hands your body of work. And for me, the things that come out of someone's mouth are only as important as their body of work, and you have an extensive body of work. So that's why I've always looked up to you.
Well, these are all early Casitas articles there.
You know, Jim Matthews, I actually reached out to him via email about the trout stocking situation that we have or lack of them in our lakes. So that's something that's been really bothering me, because more than it actually affecting our trophy bass fishery, now that I'm older, my friends are having kids, now they're trying to take them out fishing, and instead of having trout to catch like I did growing up, those opportunities don't exist anymore. And it's really starting to bother me more than I thought it would, because that's kind of like the stepping stone, right, that I had coming up.
And that's where it starts at, because you get those trout.
Right.
And they're not stocking like they used to.
No, not at all in some cases. Pudding stone doesn't get them at all.
And see, and that's and that hurts the fishery along with the families going out.
Absolutely. I think it hurts the entire industry. And I think people have been a little bit too quiet about it. So. And
the problem with that, and they saying that the sales of the license are down.
Exactly.
And you know why the sales are down? Because you're not, like we said earlier, not managing.
That's right.
Not managing it right. That article there, that's the 2 at a time on the stopper trap. I had to hook one, and the other one come up and try to take it.
On a stalker trout.
And I had the trap hook on. I have a trap hook runs from.
That's right. Yeah, I remember you showing me that.
The top hook, and then the other one comes to try to grab it. He got the trap hook.
Oh my goodness!
And then I got both of them there.
How big were they?
Yeah, one was 8 and one is 6 pounds.
I've still never done that successfully, ever, with any bait.
And that was on a rental boat.
Hey!
I had to get a rental boat to go up because we couldn't get the boat in the lake because we was in quarantine.
Gotcha.
And I know the fish was biting because I just got that one.
Oh, that's right.
A month before that.
Yeah.
So it shows you I had to get back and try.
See, it's funny because people probably saw you in your flashy boat and truck, right? And it's like, oh, must be nice to have, he's catching him because he's got this and that and this. When it's, dude, like, it doesn't matter what you're fishing with or out of. If you got the goods, you're gonna figure out a way to catch him.
Well, like I said earlier, like it came out of a rental boat.
That's right. Oh man, there was a time when fishing on a rental boat for me was a luxury.
Yeah. And Vail Lake, when I got those fish, I didn't have a boat when I was getting those fish, and when Barbara got those fish down there, and those was on plastic worms.
Oh man!
And those fish went over 10, 11 pounds.
That's awesome.
Yeah, rental boat is also too fish off fish. You still got to learn somehow, and I was able to get them off of them too.
That's
but
awesome.
You're right about a lot of people think, oh yeah, you fish off a boat, that's why you got the fish. And they're right in some cases, but also too, if you know fishing, if you know what you're looking for, you're going to get them off the run. It's like when I knew the fish was biting and we couldn't get back in the lake, I got Randy give us a boat, headed out, hit all the spots, and we caught more fish than that. It's just that was
there wasn't a big live well for you to put them in.
And also too, it was because I got 2 at a time.
Oh, right.
That's why.
That's right.
Yeah, that's why I kept it like that. I'm like, no, this is the first.
That's pretty amazing.
Because I hadn't caught 2 largemouth at a time. I did that with stripers before.
I had 2 smallmouth on in South Dakota actually for the first time, but one rolled off at the trolling motor.
I got to tell Greg about that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when he found out about that, because I have to tell you, he's the guy that got me to Casitas Lake.
That's cool.
He's up in South Dakota now.
Oh, there's world-class smallmouth fishery there, fishing now in South Dakota.
And you can see how long his hair. So that's how
him and Kelly were both rocking that.
And they was both rolling down the lake with both of them hair straight out.
Oh man!
And then when they come up,
it's looking like troublemakers, probably.
What are you doing?
That's great.
And he's like, "Yeah, fella got one." And I told him, "Man," and he said, "On what?" And he looked.